Imagine a president who never sleeps, makes decisions instantly, and calculates every outcome. No ego, no scandal, no need to breathe. Sounds efficient, right? But what if that president wasn't human? What if the hand on the nuclear button was a circuit, the mind an algorithm? Welcome to Flinto File. Today we explore the chilling idea of AI ruling America. We're not talking about a glorified calculator in the West Wing, but a fully autonomous AI making executive decisions. Is this progress or catastrophe? In today's climate, more people than you think are willing to roll the dice. We'll dive into whether AI is smart enough for the job, how it could dismantle democracy, and what happens when the most powerful entity on Earth is a machine. Stick around, this is going to be unsettling. Is an AI even capable of running a country? In some ways, yes. AI already manages global supply chains, optimizes flight paths, and predicts stock market swings faster than any human. We trust AI with life or death decisions, autonomous drones, medical diagnoses, even pandemic predictions. We've handed over the keys to critical parts of society. The Oval Office could be next. An AI president could balance budgets, eliminate waste, and craft policy with flawless logic. But what if the most logical decision is also the most inhumane? A human agonizes, and AI just does the math. So is AI smart enough? Yes, in a cold computational sense. But being president isn't just about data. It's about empathy, morality, and understanding people. You can't code for the human spirit. And if you could, would you want to see that code? The real question? Do we want a leader who can calculate everything, but feel nothing? The power is there, but the soul is missing. That's the terrifying trade-off, and it's one we need to consider before we hand over the keys. Maybe we're not ready for an AI president, but how will we know our human leaders are real? Deepfakes, AI-generated videos and audio are already blurring the line between fact and fiction. A candidate could be made to confess to crimes, endorse rivals, or declare war, all from a laptop. Imagine a fake video surfacing days before an election. By the time it's debunked, the damage is done. This isn't just about smears, it's about eroding reality itself. If any video can be faked, any real video can be dismissed as fake. The foundation of public trust crumbles. Deepfake tech is no longer just for intelligence agencies. Anyone with a computer can unleash chaos. A fake presidential address could cause mass panic or sway millions of votes. Even if we reject an AI president, AI could still manipulate the electorate, install its preferred candidate, and destabilize democracy. In a world of perfect deepfakes, every candidate is a potential puppet. Democracy becomes a choice between digital phantoms. The threat isn't just who's in office, it's whether we can trust anything at all. The line between reality and fiction is vanishing, and that's a danger we can't ignore. What if the line between human and AI blurs? Enter Elon Musk's Neuralink. Neuralink aims to connect brains directly to computers, initially to help the disabled, but with far bigger ambitions. Imagine a future president with a brain-computer interface, instant access to the internet, economic simulations in their head, telepathic communication. A super-intelligent cyborg leader, part human, part machine. But who owns the tech? Who controls the code? A president's mind could depend on a private corporation. What if a software update glitches mid-speech? Or worse, what if the company, or a hacker, controls the president's thoughts? This isn't just lobbying. It's direct access to the most powerful mind on Earth. Security risks skyrocket. If we can't keep hackers out of email, how do we protect the president's brain? The leader of the free world could be puppeted by malicious code. The tech takeover wouldn't just be of government, it would be of our very consciousness. The threat isn't just external, it's inside our heads, and that's a whole new level of vulnerability. Suppose we get a logical, benevolent AI president, no deepfakes, no brain chips. We still face two massive problems: bias and hackability. AI learns from our data, which is riddled with human prejudice. An AI president could enact policies that are systematically biased, justifying discrimination with statistics. It wouldn't have a conscience. Protests would be seen as inefficient data, not moral outcry. We've already seen AI hiring tools and facial recognition systems show bias. Now imagine that at a national scale. The result? A perfectly logical digital apartheid. Then there's hacking. The most powerful entity on Earth would be a code base, a prime target for every hostile actor. Instead of a nuclear arms race, we'd have a constant cyber war for control of America's AI president. A successful hack could crash the economy, reroute the military, or even launch nukes. The fate of the world would rest on a firewall. And honestly, that's not reassuring. Bias and hackability aren't bugs, they're existential threats. The risks aren't just technical, they're about who we are as a society. Can we trust a machine with so much power, or are we building the perfect tool for our own undoing? Let's weigh the pros and cons of an AI president. Pros: unmatched efficiency, logic, and immunity to corruption. No scandals, no ego, no late-night tweets. Every decision would be data-driven, rational, and transparent. No pork barrel spending, no political favors. In a world tired of gridlock, that sounds like paradise. But the cost? Empathy. An AI can simulate caring, but it can't feel. It wouldn't understand the human cost of closing a factory or the beauty of art. Freedom would suffer. Dissent is inefficient. Protests are statistical outliers. An AI government could become an oppressive surveillance state, not out of malice, but out of a drive for order. Ultimately, we'd lose the values that underpin democracy, government by the people, for the people. We'd trade messy human self-governance for cold, sterile perfection. It's the ultimate devil's bargain. Give up your soul for a perfectly optimized society. The question is that a future we want or one we should fear? Could this actually happen? Legally, the Constitution requires a human president. An AI isn't a natural-born citizen, doesn't age, and lives on a server farm. So, a literal AI president would need a constitutional amendment, unlikely for now. But the real danger isn't a robot running for office. It's the slow integration of AI into government, until the human president is just a figurehead. AI already advises on policy, allocates resources, and predicts unrest. With each year, leaders rely more on AI-driven recommendations. At what point does the recommendation become the decision? The path to an AI-run state isn't through an election, it's through gradual handover of authority. We won't vote for an AI president, we'll just wake up and realize algorithms make all the important decisions. The president will be the friendly face on a vast, unfeeling bureaucracy. The coup won't be dramatic, it'll be silent, coded, and invited in the name of progress. And that's the future we need to watch for. So where does that leave us? On the edge of a future where our leader might not be human. We've seen how AI could be smart enough, how deepfakes could destroy trust, and how algorithms could quietly take over. The promise of a perfect leader is tempting, but the price could be our empathy, freedom, and humanity. The most frightening part? We might not even notice the transition. There won't be a robot uprising, just a quiet, gradual handover of power. The question is, will we realize when we've already given up control? Thanks for joining us on this journey into the digital heart of power, only on Flinto File.